or not, but we are.
Oh, good.
So, welcome to Inside Align. My name's Jessie. I am one of the co-founders here at Align, and this is our Inside Align event for December. So, we like to have a brand ambassador or someone from our executive team hop on a few times a month and just share a little bit behind the scenes about Align. So today we are really excited that we have Jenny on with us. Jenny is one of our top leaders here at Align. She has been with us from the very beginning, and we are fortunate enough that we've known her for a long time as well. And Jenny really kind of is the epitome of no pressure, the epitome of what we love about the leaders that we have here at Align and the community that we are building here at Align. She really bought all into the vision that we have about this brand, and she's building her own team and her own experience and her own brand within the brand here at Align. And so we're really excited to hear from her today. And she's just going to share a little bit about how she got here, what her experience has been, and she also has a giveaway for you. So while Jenny starts sharing, I'm going to make sure we share this to the Align community and our ambassador group and make sure that you are commenting and participating so that you have a chance to win her giveaway. So I will let you have at it. Jenny, go
All
for it.
right. Perfect. All right. Well, I'm going to show you what the giveaway is first so that you know what you're commenting and trying to win. This is our water body duo. So it's got this amazing scalp and body scrub, which I'll just give you a peek at. It's just so good. Smells amazing. It's got like multi levels of exfoliation and amazingness. I even tried it as a scalp scrub. Message me if you want to hear more about that. It was really good. It's unexpectedly good. And then this beautiful magnesium body butter, which I really could just sit here and smell all day long. It smells so good. So you win both of these if you're the lucky one today. Also, I want to tell you, just in case you don't win, you can get these 20% off all of our bundles. We're doing bundles of joy. All the bundles are 20% off through Saturday. And also, if you spend $39, you get Peace on Earth, our Earth hand cream. So go ahead and buy those if you really want them. And then when you get the extra set, you can keep one and give one. I don't know. All right, so that is that. So make sure you're following along. Ask me any questions that you have along the way and get those entries in to win. So, all right, so a little bit about me. I live in Boise, Idaho, and we're currently experiencing extended fall weather. It's going to be like 45 today. So it's kind of weird, but I've got my Christmas gear on. I even looked for some antlers, but my antlers were like broken. So you just get me today. I started in direct selling, and I did that when my son was a little bitty baby. And I had a great career that I loved, but then it was like the perfect storm. And then I found myself wanting more freedom of time. I wanted to be home with Henry. And I knew a gal who was in this industry. And she said, you can totally do this. And so I gave it a try, and I realized that how much I really loved it. And that was back in April of 2012 that I started this. I had no idea what I was doing, but I knew what I wanted was the freedom of time. I wanted to be able to make some money, and that sense of accomplishment is important to me. So those are things I was looking for and found them. And I'm never going to look back. I love being my own boss. I love working in this industry, but I have to say, when I first was talking with Shanae mostly about Align, and she was telling me the vision, I was like, oh my gosh, that's like next level amazing. Like all the things that I wanted, like to be able to make an income and a sense of accomplishment and have my freedom of time, I could have that, but I could also have this great organization with values that really are very in sync with my own, and a great group of people. And I'm going to tell you more about why all of those things sound amazing to me. But one of the things that I loved, like, I hope this isn't backwards for you. It is for me, but these are the values of Align: alignment, integrity, balance, joy, and inclusion. So tell me in the comments, which one of these is your favorite? Because one thing that was different for me with Align was like, that is what the beginning story of Align was. It was about values. It was about philosophy, more than it was about product. Now, products are top notch, no doubt. I absolutely love them. But this, like the values, that's where you live your day. Like that's what you're interacting with when you're talking to the executive team, you're talking to your teammates. The values is the feeling of what it is to be a part of this community. And as soon as I heard those, I was like, this is a place I need to be. And, it's been, I don't know, it's probably been about a year since I was first talking about it, and maybe even a tiny bit more. But it never left me, this idea that I could be part of a company that had these kinds of values. And, even more so, these values, like anybody can write down 5 buzzwords. But I know these people. I know Shanae and Jesse and Maria. And I know that this is them. This is who they are. And so it was very like easy for me to buy into the vision of Align at that time. And then the magic words, like 2 magic words that Shanae said to me. One was that we're trying to get out of the hustle culture. And I was like, oh man, you're speaking my language. um, I I like to just relax. I love to accomplish things, but I don't like to feel so busy all the time. And it's a little overwhelming. I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but there's a lot happening in the world. And so the idea that I could have a successful business without the hustle, like working smart and really like I have goals, I have things I'm working towards, but I don't have to feel like I'm on the hamster wheel all the time. That was very appealing to me. And then the idea, one of our, we're modern minimalists. And I was like, minimalist. Like at that time, I had an office full of so much stuff, like for my business that I couldn't, like, I mean, I'm growing out of my space, right? And I'm like, I just need less. And a couple years ago, I chose simplify as my word. In fact, it's over here on my wall a couple different ways because I want to keep it simple so that I can relax and enjoy my life, but still accomplish things. And so when she said those things to me, I was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I'm looking for. And, it's easy to say going in, yes, this is what we're going to do. This is what we want to be. But I have to say 10 months later, that is really what we have accomplished. It has been so good. And you would think with a brand new company, maybe that there would be like a lot of hecticness. And I'm sure there is. Okay. Jesse and Shanae and Ria and Sarah, like I know you guys are hustling and working hard behind the scenes, but I also see you taking time for your families and like prioritizing what's important. And I love seeing that. And I love that none of that chaos or, just things that happen behind the scenes, that doesn't translate into an emergency for the ambassadors. It's like, we're all in this together. We're going to figure it out together. And we're going to just, take a deep breath and put one step in front of the other. I love, love, love that. I will say, I was telling Jesse and Shanae both this the other day. I haven't had this chill of a fall since before I was a mom. Honestly, like because I had Henry, and then the next fall I joined direct selling, and it was just every fall was so busy because there's just a lot of, this is our busiest season, and so a lot of companies will do sale after sale after sale, and there's all this stuff happening. And this fall, I have just felt really at ease. I have been accomplishing things in our business. My team had a ton of great promotions and rank advancements this fall, which was awesome. And but we all were, we were working, but we were not stressed, and it wasn't frenetic. It was so good. And that is because of our great leadership and our values and the systems that are in place. We don't have to recreate the wheel every time we want to do something. We're working in this together. And I think, well, I know If you talk to people who are part of our community, to our ambassadors, and ask them what they love about Align or what they like most about Align, they will tell you it's the community. And I think that's 100% spot on true. Um, I mean, I have goals. I have big goals. But and this is this is a good way for me to accomplish them. Align has everything I need to be successful as a business owner. But my favorite part is just being part of this community. And it's really cool because I don't know, we're all in it together. One of my favorite things to say is that a rising tide raises all ships. And if you've ever heard me talk, you've probably heard me say this. And that's okay, because it is worth repeating, right? Um, so a rising tide raises all ships. And you know what that means? That means that when we're working together, we all succeed. And there's nothing more true than that. It is just absolutely true. When we're working against each other and we're being competitive and not sharing and not supporting each other, a few people might manage to get to the top of whatever that is, but for the most part, we're not all succeeding to the level that we could. And I think one of the coolest things about this is that we are all in it together. We all started knowing that this is the values that we're starting from. I put this on my table when I do events because I want people to know, because this is important. We all know what we came to be a part of. We all know the vision that we're bringing to life. We all are here for it. We're all here for it. And we may not all have the same goals. I really have a goal to have a big business that replaces my previous income. But some people are just wanting to make $100 a month or $1,000 a month or whatever it is. Or some of them are just doing it for fun so they can have a community, so they can have a discount on their products. There are lots of reasons to do this. And I'm telling you, we are here to support all of those reasons and lift everybody up and cheer for you. And it is pretty darn good feeling. Let me look. I have some notes here and I feel like I've strayed a bit. Let's see here. Yes. Okay. So, I want to say something because I think there's something about Align that's super special, that it's a little bit hard to express. So I'm going to tell a little story, and the point of the story is that, like, having an abundance mindset is a game changer. So hopefully this will make sense as I finish up the story, but I was adopted at birth. I came home from the hospital to my adopted mom and dad, who are my mom and dad. The terminology gets tricky sometimes, but I came home. My mom had my brother 8 months later because they found out they were pregnant right after they kind of finalized the adoption paperwork and stuff. So my mom got to raise two very close in age little babies. And I spent my whole life knowing, as I was probably 4 when my parents explained to me that I was adopted. And, I always held that over my brother's head because I was the chosen one. But in more of a serious line, people would always say, "Oh, do you want to find out who your mom is, who your biological mom is?" And I always would say, not really. I have a great family. I have a fulfilling life. And the person who chose to carry me, and then choose adoption for me was brave and selfless. And that is all I really need to know about that person. And that's a lot to know. That's an important thing to know about someone. And I felt like that's part of who I am because, anyways, I won't go into that any more deeply. But so that was my decision all through my life. And then one year for Christmas, around Christmas time, we decided to do ancestry.com, which, I knew that I guess there was a chance I would find my biological family, but I was not really thinking about that when I did it. And then like a year and a half later, boom, it's a whole great story. If you want to hear it, call me and I'll tell you the whole story because it's so interesting. But the end result is that I met my birth parents. And I have lots of relatives. I have a half sister, and I have lots of aunts and uncles and cousins. And the thing that I learned through the whole process, they are just the most amazing people. And they knew what I know as well, is that like you don't run out of love. Your capacity to love grows the more people you welcome into your life. And I think that is true for your community. And the more people that you support and success, and that you share and you welcome into your what your brain is thinking, and that you collaborate with, the greater the capacity for success for everyone is. That might feel like a stretch to some of you, but I so feel like it's true. There's no limit to how many people can be successful, to how many people can accomplish their goals. The only thing that holds us back is ourselves, and being in competition with others. Those are not things that help us. So when we're generous and we support each other in their goals, whatever they look like, we all grow and we all achieve success. And that is like the best way I know to explain what we're doing here at Align. I have the best team of people around me. And the coolest thing is that like we have like, it's on the report saying who's on my team, but like we're all in it together. Like I'm talking with Christine, or I'm talking to just whoever all across the company. And I see my team doing that too. Like they're shouting out each other's successes and cheering them on. They're not just in our little line and team. It's everybody together working towards bringing this vision of this great company where we're aligning and we have an abundance mindset. We're all doing it together, and it just feels amazing. There's such a great sense of community here. We all share our resources. Like if, for example, like one good example is I made some signage for an event that I was doing. I can't even tell you, like, I'm like, okay, here, have it. Like, here's what I did. If it's useful for you, use it. And some of it has been useful, and other people have been able to take it and modify it and make it their own. Like, there's no selfishness. It's like, if it benefits the whole group, we all grow as a result. And I love, love, love that, because I'm not a competitive person. The only person I'm competing with is me. I want to accomplish my own goals, but there's no goal I'm accomplishing that requires someone else to not achieve their goal. And the only way I can accomplish my goals, the best way to accomplish my goals, is by helping other people accomplish their goals. It is just the best thing. And in our industry, in addition to just having a great community, we also just have systems and a philosophy of business in place that is unique in direct selling or in social selling. We're set up to be really smart. Like, it's a great e-commerce experience for our customers. We're all shopping online these days, and that is just as easy to do through Align as it is through any other website. And when you're sharing and talking to people about products that you love, they can go on your website any time of the day or night without you having to be involved, and just order, and you can reach out and thank them afterwards and make sure they're enjoying their product and really just take great care of them as a client. But this industry is just so good, and that for half price this month, you can get a great kit full of stuff. And basically, you get a marketing team, you get product development, you get a warehouse, you get shipping, you get the brains of our awesome exec team. You get all of that basically for free, on top of a great deal on some products, and the ability to accomplish whatever goals are important to you. It is just a magical combination. I love this. And I was scared to death to jump into this industry. I really was. But I'm telling you, it's worth giving a shot, because it has just been really, to say it has changed our lives is not an understatement. It really has. It's been so great.
Thank you so much, Jenny, for just sharing kind of your overview of your line experience. I wrote down a couple notes and just things to like expand on. So, when you first started, you were talking about the values first part of a line. And I love that because something that I think I've really studied in business is like the best businesses, the most successful businesses are built on a movement, right? They're built on belief.
Yeah.
Even Apple is such, or even Facebook. Facebook is really was built on community, like connecting people, and then everything else kind of follows when you have that movement and those beliefs and values first.
Yes.
And no brand does it perfectly, but to um, become a part of something before it really even exists because you buy into the values and what the movement is such a different perspective. And really, even still, we're not even a year old. We're, 9 months old at this point. We're still kind of in that position where people are having to learn about who we are and what align really means and decide if that works for them or not, because we're not a full-fledged, fully expanded, full-grown business yet. So I love that. And I think that's just something really different, that it is really prevalent in our industry and in society that the most successful, best businesses that really make an impact are based on values and a movement first and products second. And so that is something that I love that is a focus here and that I think really makes us different and puts us on par to become one of those best businesses that's about people, not just product.
Absolutely.
Um, you talked a lot about the no hustle being appealing to you, that idea of things being more consistent and predictable. How does that feel, maybe compared to some of your past experiences in maybe more of that pressure cooker, busy energy, high energy type situations versus now? How is that experience for you as an ambassador? And how does that actually work? Like, what makes it different at Align that allows you to kind of sit back and rest a little bit in that instead of feeling that pressure to just hustle, hustle, hustle?
Oh gosh. Well, there's several things. First of all, I think you guys are so great at being intentional with what you're doing. I know there are a lot of times, especially in the fall, but kind of all year round, when it kind of just felt like there was a promotion being created and just like, let's just throw it out there and see if it sticks. Oh, that's not working. We're going to do something else, like changing all the time. Like you couldn't ever, I didn't always feel like I could get good at something because it wasn't going to be around long enough, whether it's a product or a sale or a system or any number of things in business that as a business owner, you're trying to figure out how that works best for you and share it with your customers. And those things take time. And so the idea that we know these are our products, they're going to be here. And these are some products that might be here on a little bit shorter term because those are fun too. We don't want it to be boring, but
Right.
to have the things that you can count on. Like I want to know that I'm always going to be able to get my favorite face wash, right? That's so important. Um, but we know what those things are. And then just in terms, oh, I don't have it sitting here, it's somewhere, but like we get a calendar every month. I love that you guys create that. It tells us like what the focus is each week. It highlights the important days each week. We get like we have what's called the aligned sales system, which I just love so much. But each week we get like a task. Here's some things you can do each day to grow your business. And it's all very smart, the way it's all laid out. And the fact that I don't have to like, okay, here's the product or here's the special. And then I have to like sit back, process it, figure out how my community or my clients want to hear about it. What will they love about it? What are the ways I could share about it? Like a lot of that work is done up front. So when there's a special or a product, like we know what that's going to look like. We know it's going to be here for a while. Here's some ideas for how you can best share that to grow your business and to support what your clients are looking for from Align as well. So it's just smart. I can count on it. It's not boring in any sense of the word, but it's just I don't know, it just gives me time to figure it out. I think especially in this industry, like you kind of have a volunteer workforce, for lack of a better word. Like, we are all here probably doing this because we have other things we also want to do. So it's really hard if you are changing things all the time to get people paying that close of attention. I would say most of our field is, they got other things going on. They can't always jump on and figure out what the exec team has decided is important right now. You guys, it's never a mystery. You lay it out and you make it very easy for us to just jump on board and execute. I love it.
I think you like one thing that you're saying is that decision fatigue that we all have like in our whole life, right? Like I know right now at the holidays, like we have 4 kids and the amount of things coming through my text and email of like parties and finals and projects and get-togethers and ornament exchanges and all the things, like we're just very constantly being bombarded with so much. And when you become a part of a direct selling company or social selling company, you get even more of that. You're signing up to really participate in something where you're going to get even more thrown at you. And when promos or marketing or planning is just thrown at you, and then you have to decide what to do with all of that, it
Mhm.
just becomes more overwhelming. And so we're really lucky that we have one of our co-founders is Shanae, who is our CSO, and she has that systems brain that really comes from that leadership, being in the field as an ambassador with a large team to come and provide that for the entire field. Instead of saying, here's a promo, good luck, Shanae always takes it those extra steps. Here's a
Yeah.
promo. Here's how I would work it. Here's some ideas. Here's other things you can do. Now go do it and let us know what works and what doesn't so we can tweak it and make it better next time. And that takes a lot of pressure off of your plate as a leader. Like
For
Shanae is
sure.
kind of the leader of our leaders. And so I know when I was in the field, I felt like that was my job to dissect what was thrown at me from a corporate team and then, you know, put that out to my team and help them understand how to really thrive and make it successful. But I had to do that as the leader. And so Shanae takes that on as the leader of our leaders and goes ahead and builds that foundation first so that the leaders can rest a little bit more in that and not feel all of that weight to be the one to go do all of that for their team.
Yes, I feel like I was thinking about that this morning. I wish I had like the weekly task list sitting here, but to me, it's like meal planning. Shanae is doing our meal planning for us. I have on my fridge, I have like 7 days of the week, and when I do my meal planning, I write each day, mostly just what we're having for supper, and then I make my grocery list from there. And then I go buy the ingredients. And Shanae has done all of those parts basically. And then that day, I don't have to think about anything. I just have to look on the fridge and see that we're having paella. Well, that sounds very fancy, but I do
Yeah, it
love
does.
paella.
We're not
I have a
having that.
I have a great easy recipe if you want it. But yeah, so she's doing the meal planning and the grocery shopping, and she's got the recipes. It's all there. And then you just can go execute it. And you know what? If you don't feel like having paella, you might have pizza, whatever, but you have the option and you don't have to think so hard about it. I love it.
Yeah, I love that too. One thing when we're talking about products, we've really been working a lot on our product strategy and like what is the product experience at Align? And I just keep seeing these posts in really like random moms groups in Oklahoma City and Edmond community groups that I'm a part of here locally. And I continue to see women our age, I always say 30 to 55 is kind of the bulk of our target market where our ambassadors and customers are. And I see this over and over again. They're looking for skincare and products that are simple. I saw literally a lady post last night. I screenshotted it. She's like, I don't necessarily want a million products. I just want a few products that are easy to use, affordable, but actually work, but if they're worth it, like I'll spend a little bit more on them. And I'm like, this is a line. Like this is exactly
Yeah.
what we're trying to accomplish with our products. So
Mhm.
transitioning your customers as a business person and you being so bought into a line and the values and the vision of the company. And then here come the products. How have your customers adapted to new products? Are they buying into that Align experience the way that you have? What is that feedback that you're getting from them?
It's pretty cool because after doing this for 11, almost 12 years, I am friends with my customers. We have a relationship. And a lot of what I hear from people as I'm checking in, hey, how you doing? And they'll say, well, however they're doing. And then they say, how are you doing? You look like you are loving Align. How's it going? People are like, how's it going? It looks like you're just having the best time. And like, yeah, that's because I am. It's so good. Like they do love it. And I'll tell them like, it just feels like so much more. I just feel more at peace. I'm not having to just hustle, hustle, hustle all the time. And these are my people. It's such a great community. And from what I was doing before, the price point is a little bit higher. So I'm doing a little hand holding with products to show them what the benefit is of having this good line with these good ingredients that costs a little bit more. And also just showing them that they're worth it and showing them, like change is hard, especially in skincare, I think sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'm just, showing them what that we're ready for this next step. And also really being able to say, and by the way, these products are going to be here for you. That's huge for my group because over the years, I've lost people because the product that they loved most went away. And I love knowing that I'm not going to have that conversation to try to convince someone that I know you love that, but now you're going to love this. I don't want
Yeah,
to do
that's
that.
hard.
Like, I'm a kind of a steady Eddie when it comes to my skincare too. When I find like sometimes you have to change because your skincare needs change, but you shouldn't have to change just because the company's decided they're going to change. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's fun to add in new and different things, like sometimes on a trial basis or like in a gift, or like we all like to try things, or there's things that make sense to change up, like a face mask, or
Yeah.
maybe even hair products sometimes, depending on what you need. But skincare is different. I mean, even skincare to cosmetics, right? Like, I think it's easier to change up your cosmetics than it is your skincare. I think we're creatures of habit. And when you find something that works for your skin, especially if you have combination sensitive or acne prone skin, if you find something that works, you want to make sure that you can get it.
Yes.
And that was really important to us at Align. I know I got to the point in my previous experiences in the field in several businesses, not just one, where if I didn't think something was going to stick around, I was hesitant to even introduce it to my customers because I didn't want to deal with them being upset about it. Like, my goal is to make those people happy. They were my friends. I had long-standing relationships with them. I don't want to frustrate them by being like, you're going to love this and then you can never get it again. Like, that's not appealing on either
No,
side, as a business person or as a
right.
customer.
Yeah, I had the same conversations with teammates in the past, that they're like, I just can't do this anymore because my clients don't believe that their favorite products are going to be around. And it is nice just to know what we're doing and that we'll have those really awesome cleansers and moisturizers and serums around that, our skin has grown to love. We
And
need
now
those
we'll
things.
just add to it and bring, I think the improvements we want to make are more like improving our packaging or how you receive a product from a line, but really not constantly changing up the core of the actual product so that people don't fall in love with something then they can't get their hands on it.
I love that.
As far as community goes, I am not competitive either. Like, for someone who really does like to achieve things and hit goals and things like that, for me, it's really never about beating someone else. So I don't consider myself competitive. And so I love that you talked about that, because I think a lot of sales organizations, and this could be any type of business, car dealerships, medical sales, direct sales, anything real estate, anything sales driven, we promote this culture of competition to drive our achievers to do more and sell more and be more successful. But it
Mhm.
can really diminish the community. And so Align is really focused on community first, and it's so prevalent and successful because it works. It's like our people want to be a supportive community. And so when you talked about that, I just wrote down, like, yeah, Align is highly supportive over highly competitive. Like, every person that I see, especially in our leadership group and the people who are really active here, their goal you can just tell is to support other people. It's always encouraging comments and likes and interaction and engagement and cheering people on. Like that's the priority, is being highly supportive instead of being highly competitive. And I love that about our community.
I
Um,
100% agree.
I think that one part of community, when you were talking about different people having different goals or being different people in general, that goes back to inclusion and diversity as part of our values, is respecting where people are. Not everybody who gets into social selling wants to build a very big business. I would say the majority don't. The majority want to be a part of something, part of a movement that feels good, that supports and enhances their life in a positive way. And they have a different idea of what that looks like, every single person. And so part of inclusion and diversity for us is learning how to respect and honor those differences amongst our community, instead of kind of trying to pigeonhole everyone into one way of what success looks like. So that is something that I think you're great at as a leader, and just a model of really just opening your arms and making sure that everyone feels really included and valued no matter what they're doing. And the reality is they are important. Like any brand, especially our size, 9 months old, we have 1,200 brand ambassadors. Every person's voice matters. If that person orders one time and they never order again, we need to know why. That voice is almost more important than the person, in a sense, who's ordering over and over again, because we need to know what turned them off or what kept them from wanting to come back. So hearing from those different voices is super important, and it is a part of diversity. It goes back to that. But I
Yes.
think in the end, what I love hearing from Jenny is that the things that were appealing to her when she first learned about Align brought her here. And now seeing them actually be executed and delivered to her is what's helping keep her here. And that is definitely our goal. We, as an executive team, we're all drivers, right? We're all goal focused. We all want to grow this business and make it super successful. But I think one thing we've learned that we want to really trickle and build into the fabric of Align is that it's okay to build a business that helps you enjoy your life. It's okay to build a business structure that allows you to really create a life that you love, that you want to show up for every day. And it doesn't have to look like anyone else's business. We work from home, we're very streamlined. We want to maintain control and ownership of our brand. We don't have big investors. We don't have a huge board of people telling us what we have to do. And we want that because we want our business to serve our lives, our families, our priorities, and allow us to have the flexibility and freedom that we found in direct selling. So why would we go build a business that chains us, to a really demanding job or time or hours and hours of hustle and craziness? It's not that crazy behind the scenes. Like we are very systematic, and not that things don't ever change and we don't ever have to pivot. We do. We're always learning, but we're really building it for us and our families to have that same freedom and flexibility. And so it's super validating to see ambassadors and leaders get to really embrace that and enjoy it too, because it's such a high priority in our lives too. So I love seeing Jenny get to rest in that a little bit more, especially in this busy holiday season, and feel successful and valued and recognized and happy without it just being a constant grind. It doesn't have to be a constant grind. So
Hallelujah.
yeah, that's what we
I
changed our
love it.
bio recently, and we put social selling done right as part of it. And we're not perfect and we don't know everything, but we know what made us happy. And we're looking for people who are looking for that same kind of culture. And
Mhm.
then they just help us build this awesome community that we already have.
Yes, it's so good.
We love it. Well, thank you, Jenny, for giving us your time today. If anybody has any questions, we always link our website in here, and we will make sure that you can hop into the Align community as well. Jenny's got a giveaway. Don't forget.
Yeah, don't forget, I'm giving away. And if it's okay with you, Jesse, I think I will let commenting go all day, and then first thing tomorrow morning, I'll pick a winner.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Let's give it some time. I know lots of people have to
Yes.
watch the replays, especially in the evenings.
Yes,
So
that's so
maybe
good.
tomorrow at the same time, 11 Central Standard Time, we'll have Jenny draw a winner from people who have commented or shared or interacted with this, and then we will share it in all the places. So we make sure that we grab our winner's attention.
Yes, that sounds awesome.
Okay,
Thank
thank you,
you so
ma'am.
much
We
for
will
having
talk to you
me.
guys soon.
All right, take
Bye.
care. Bye.